Hello, 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 hello. Let me get to, oh wait, shit, I always hit the wrong button. That's the first thing that's going to come up on this is, oh shit. Of course, Firefox is what I hit. Let's see what I can do here. There's a hangout. Yeah. Why does it won't fight with me? Don't fight with me. And I'll pull up the chat. See if we can get some people in here. No, gotta mute. Don't you hate when it does that? I'm sorry. But at least I know my headphones work. All right. Come on, Chad. Hi, darling. Hi, Shell. It's so good to see you. And we should have everybody coming in. Hi, Steve. Hello. Steve's my husband, about to be buddies. Okay, I'm getting the chat popped out. You receive welcome. I hope everybody's in attendance. I hope everybody's having a good morning. Moved over. As you can see, I'm they got my double oven in, as y'all know, and my camera guy is supposed to come, and it's the range that we got goes flat across, and so he's gonna have, and the other one that I have, if you've seen it, it drops down and goes across. So he's got to, I don't know, do some work. So I've got to call him this week and get him in. I tried to call him, and I literally have him in the phone. It's Chuck's camera guy, but he's going to do that, and then we've got to stain the cabinets and do all that stuff and put the backsplash up, and then the kitchen has to be painted. So we'll probably have this done by September, maybe. There's Puddin'. Hi, doll. I'm so glad to see you. Hi, PAK. And it's so good to have you all in here. And, it's been a rough week, but we'll keep this drama free, as y'all know. Hi, Farrah. Hi, darling. Thank you. Thank you so much for your DM, and thank you for the comment on my video. I've had about over 200, almost 250 views on this, and I am proud to say that it's been all positive comments. Everybody's been really sweet, and I look fat in a sweater. I want that. I got my lunch, as they said, the bingo arms going. It drives me crazy. But everybody has been really, hi, Lily Neely. Hi, sweetheart. Everybody has been so wonderful. And this is actually, it's not red, it's cranberry. And the color on this laptop, because this is my laptop camera, because I can't figure out how to get my good camera hooked up to it. I'm going to have to get somebody to help me. And I'm still on my old laptop because I have no idea what I'm doing with the Mac. I've got to figure it out too. But anyway, so the color's a little off. It's better with my good camera. I really like my camera. So I got to figure out how to sync everything up. So I don't know. If my daughter wasn't out of the country, I'd have her do it. But of course, she'd probably go, "Mom, figure it out yourself. Watch YouTube tutorial." But she does that to me. She's like, "You need to learn on your own." I'm like, "I'm too old. Just do it for me." And or I could take it to the computer shop and just do everything. Tell me how to push the buttons. I'm to that point in my life. I don't want to look at anything. Hi, cutie. Hey, it's so good to see everybody in here. But yeah, the little video, I was advised to do that, and because I hadn't really given up watching the stuff until Thursday, and then my nerves were so shot. I was sent home and told to rest, and then stay off of everything yesterday, and it did me good. My nerves aren't so bad today, and I'm tired, very tired. And so we're gonna do this. And hi, Angie. Thank you. I appreciate that. In my little video that I put up this morning, I said, there's in every curse there's a blessing. And I have found out, just people's character, and I have seen that I have a lot of beautiful support. And that makes me happy. It's not until crisis that you see who your friends are. And sometimes people get misled and they don't know which way to go, but then they figure it out and they turn back around and they go, wait a minute, I'm seeing a reunion. That really makes my heart swell. And I appreciate every bit of it, every kind word, and every message, and thank you, Perimeter. I just I I feel good about things, and it's been a good thing, And one of my friends, she said, well, diamonds are made with fire and pressure, and she said you come through this better for it. And I said, I don't see how there could be anything good come out of this. I feel like a mess. I feel like just collapsing. And she said, no. She said you'll get through it and it'll be better. So thank you to everybody. Really, thank you for this. It's been a journey. But as always, we don't let trolls in. This is not about drama at all. It's about support. And this is I always let the chat lead, the discussion. And if you want to share your story, you're welcome to come up on the panel and tell what you've been through or what you've experienced. And I love you too, sweetheart. I love all y'all. There's a lot of love in this room, in the chat. And I had one lady who was going through a real tough time last week, and I said, she had joined the live stream and she had been in here, and that was one of the things that comforted her. I said, she was like, I have no friends, and I said, yes, you do. You've been in here, and every person in here is now part of your community. You can't shake it. You can't get rid of us. We care about you. And you can go to any one of the people that is in this room, and I know that anyone in here would be happy to talk to you, either through DMs or on the phone, or you can call through Snapchat. And it's a big group of people that are in here, and I'm proud of every one of y'all, because you have done that, and you've done that in the past, and I know you do it in the future. And and I love that about these chats, because I've seen you help other people, and I've done things, and that nobody knows about, and for people who've asked, who've come to me, privately, and but I know you all have done so as well, and that makes me very happy. And I think it's a really positive thing. So we don't do fundraisers and stuff like that, but we privately support, and that is really good. It's a good thing to do. But sharing stories and sharing experiences is always really important. And if you've been through something, you sharing your story may help someone else who has been through the same thing and maybe struggling to get over it. If you have experienced, watching someone else go through a situation, how nobody cares. Well, nobody cares. That's opposite of we care. But I like your name though. But hello, sweetheart. But yeah, hit the thumbs up. I love the thumbs up. But if you have been witness, like if you've been raised, now I've got a new one. Y'all know I love Gatorade, but my husband bought Body Armor. So we'll see how that works. If you've grown up in a house where there was abuse of the parents, we know that there's a higher incidence of a woman being abused in the home than the man, but we do see men that are abused by their spouse. As children, we're affected by that, and so any kind of abuse in a home, everybody in a home gets affected one way or another. And if you have witnessed that and you want to talk about it, you are more than welcome to. And thank you, Fred. I do my best. No, I don't. Only when I've had enough and I've been badgered to death. I had to block a lot of people on Twitter. I'm sorry, I just couldn't take anymore. I had been hammered to death, and honestly, I haven't unblocked everybody, but it was just too much. And honestly, it was getting to the point where it was just rude. I couldn't take it anymore. It was on my last night. And if you're in here to badger me, and you you kept insinuating, and see, here we are again. You kept insinuating that you knew all my family's names and all my family's information and credentials. And if that's what you're in here to do, then just stop, go. That's not what this is about. You never um it was like you were blackmailing me for my information. Hold on just a second. I apologize. I just couldn't take any more of it. And that's not what this is about. I apologize. I apologize. I usually don't. You didn't blackmail me, but you kept saying, I know your information and I know this and I know that. Uh, and I'm like, oh, well, you know what? Then you can look up my credentials if you do. And then you can squash this. And you just kept saying, hi, Tracy. Hi, honey. Hi, Mary Berry. So, no, and I've just had enough. I couldn't do it anymore. And that's why I was just like, I can't. You don't realize that you were one of many that was just hammering me to death, and I'm not giving up my private information. Can we please move on back to the subject that is at hand? This is a support group for people who have been in domestic violence situations. I don't want to discuss that anymore. Okay? I've gone through a week of this. This is the 8th day of it. You, drop the subject now, dude. You exactly what I don't want to talk about. Just you didn't deserve what? You kept on and on and on and on. And you're doing it now. Hi, Pearl Bubbles. Thank you for your sweet comment. You said that you had some sort of you were a sociologist and you had the ability to get records over anyone else. And yeah, I saw all that. Just you know what? Just go. Now that you're not doing anything, and you're just once again instigating. If you didn't want to be blocked, then you should have been supportive and saying, you know what, it's nobody's business and they should leave you alone. And yeah, you did. I thought. Okay, just go. Just take her on. Okay, well, if you have all those, then fine, but don't use them for nefarious purposes, and don't. You weren't supportive. You were badgering me. Just please go. I'm asking you to leave. Thank you. Thank you. And see, this is what I have to deal with. She's not a patient. She's not a client. Now she's in here telling why did I block her? Well, it's because she bugged the shit out of me. You see, this is what's been going on this 8th day. But thank you for taking care of that, because I just can't. I can't. It's like thousands of people, or probably not thousands, but there was a bunch of them. Okay, back to the original content. When you how was I even? When you're growing up in a home and there's abuse, you're growing up with a parent who is even emotionally abusive. You take that, you carry that with you, and it's like a wound. And I always say that wounds heal, but they leave scars, and it takes time, and it takes therapy, and it takes a loving relationship for those scars to soften. Like with Moderna, they soften the scars and they make it easier to handle. They're not so visible. But Tracy, Because my sisters and I were beating on my husband and dad. Yeah, see, and that stays with you. I bet you can remember the incidents, right? And that's when you think back about your childhood memories, they stand out. You know, hi Steph, good to see you. You know, it takes 10 positive memories, 10 positive active memories to erase one bad. And you know, so you have to you have to realize that when you look into your childhood, and you have to think really hard of the good memories. You know, if your mother beat you all, you know, she would have had to take you 10 times to do something positive to erase one of them. You know, Mary Berry says, I never saw abuse as a young person. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, I've got my chat over. I feel that's why I stayed so long. You know, and that's, hey, Pirate, and that's one of the reasons that, you know, if you didn't see it, you maybe didn't recognize it. And uh, you can't stay, but try to stay focused. I'm doing the best I can. You know, we got to fight the trolls off. But hi, Dee. We have to, if you didn't grow up with it, but then your first love or your first real deep love was abusive and painful. Oh, and Tracy's mom covered for her own actions. Thank you. Thank you, God. I appreciate that. Love you bunches. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, you know, we have to learn coping mechanisms when we're growing up, and if we're taught to hide it, like Tracy was, that you don't tell, and you know, mom's getting a note out, and you just won't dress out for gym class, but you keep the secret. No, that's the wrong coping mechanism. That teaches you that you just don't talk about it instead of going to a teacher, right? You should have, the gym teacher should have said, why are you not dressing out? And maybe ask a few questions. You know, are you sick? What are you hiding? You know, a good gym teacher will recognize that a child is maybe traumatized. You know, um, our gym teacher was pretty good about it, but she wasn't good enough, to be honest. Um, and if your mom was doing that, you know, they should have looked at it. Unfortunately, back then they didn't. And then if you didn't have any abuse and you never knew it, but then the first guy who showed you love, you know, and you were emotionally connected to, you know, he worked. So you know, on the first day of a relationship, you don't get hit, right? Yeah, you can hit it from family, church, and friends. And then if you know, no one walks into an abusive relationship and gets beaten on the first day. It starts out slow, and they make you think it's your fault. You know, so you go little by little into it, and then by the time you're getting really injured, you think you deserve it. You think, you know, this must be normal. This must be how a loving relationship is. He loves me so much, he hits me, right? Well, so you don't talk about it, and it creeps in. It creeps in on you, you know, and that's what we need to get across is these stories that so other people can learn from the things that we've experienced. It creeps up. Right? How did yours start, Megan? And if you want a link, I'll be happy to give it to you. If you want to talk, all you need is a headset and just to download Google Hangouts, and it's real quick. It's real easy. Mm. Whatever, namaste. Kick namaste out. Thank you, Pirate. I appreciate you so much. All right, you have fun. I hope you go to the pool. Oh, it's children are to be seen and not heard. Yeah, sure is. Sure is, Angie. Because you have a post-traumatic stress disorder. When you've had a trauma as a child, you keep it in, and that's why and you keep reliving those incidents. Um, oh, lunch with the kids. You have fun. Um, yeah, it's if you are still having trouble because of those memories and because of that abuse, it's very possibly yes. We have they didn't recognize it in the Vietnam vets until like the 80s, and that war was over what in the early 70s. And we didn't identify it as PTSD, but there are World War II vets who refused to even talk about the war. But they were alcoholics, and they were treating themselves because of the things that happened to them in the 40s. They used to call it shell shock, and we've always had different names for it, but yeah, it's PTSD, and you need to be treated for it and get into counseling and find a good counselor in your area. And you may not need medication, and you may just need talk therapy, but definitely talk it out, and that way you're healthier and you're happier. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get mine up. Definitely. Yes, it's all PTSD, but there are definitely different levels of it. And we can go into talking. I can make a video talking just about PTSD sometime. But yeah, you need to. There, some people are just it affects them on a milder level, and then there are some people that are literally crippled by it and need sometimes inpatient care for a while, and some need more medication than others, and there are different ways to treat it. In fact, they're finding really good success with marijuana for the ones that are severe and that have severe cases. And there's what they call chronic PTSD, where it's so hard to treat. And the soldiers that are coming back now and that have come back through the 2000s that have come from the armies, they have just gone to get in here, boys. Brian, sorry about that. Let me hold this. Brian, Brian, we fixed the dog run outside, so they're having fun running and out. Like, you get up here, come on. But I don't want, it's raining a little bit out there, and I don't want him out there to be all nasty. But the soldiers that have come back from Afghanistan and Iraq and the Middle East, they're having a real difficult time, but they're finding that that pot really helps. That they're having to legalize it, but you know they're having a time. They've been on too many tours. They've gone back and forth and back and forth, and they were only supposed to go like twice, I think, and they're going like 8, 9 times. It's too hard. It's too hard. And yeah, counseling really does a lot of good. People discount it. They want to just give people pills or medications, but you have to have counseling too. Tracy, I'm glad to hear that you got counseling and that it did help you. And I'm so sorry for what you went through. You have certain things that trigger. That's what PTSD does. That's why like the 4th of July is really hard for vets because they hear that and it takes them right back. So it takes them back in their memory. So it's real hard, And I had, I'm not sure what I had was PTSD, but after I got out of the abusive relationship in my 20s, I would hear things that reminded me of him, and I would just, and it was really hard. So I don't know. I was in counseling, do get counseling, but I was never diagnosed with PTSD. So it could have been, but mine was a long time. So I'm not sure. Hi, Miss Petri Dish. It is really good to see you. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, I just want to extend my hands and give big hugs to anyone who's ever been through abuse, whether as a child or as an adult. You know, any kind of abuse, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, whatever. You it's just such a horrible thing to go through, and I just can't see looking at a child wanting to hurt them. You know, I'm just yeah, and Dee, that's the thing. If you know your triggers, you can't avoid them. As best you can. That's what we try to do. If you know that, being in a certain area or at a certain time of day or a certain sound or certain smells, sometimes, just whatever it is that is your trigger, you try to avoid it. Sometimes people have certain songs that trigger them. I never knew that until I went to school. And but yeah, audio sounds muffled. Yeah, there are all sorts of different things. It's really interesting when you study it, how different things affect different people. Yeah, that's my fur baby. This is Brian, okay, and I'm Rotten. I never thought I would do that with a dog till I got wieners. I don't know what it is about them. They're just so rotten. Angie, that's what's so hard. People you're friends with, a lot of times they just don't want to hear about it. It's kind of like, I have chronic pain, and it's like I don't talk about that to my friends. I talk about it to people in my support group, because we all share our stories. But I feel like I wear my friends out if I even mention it. Isn't that strange? It's like, and Angie, you are more than welcome to contact me anytime and talk. I'm always a shoulder. And, like I say, I have people that contact me all the time just to talk. And you are welcome to contact me. My DMs are always open. And contrary to what I've been accused of, I don't charge anything for any of that. But you can give me a call at any time, give me a text or, DM or whatever. But yeah, I feel like because I'm in pain all the time, those people that I'm closest to, that I talk to like every day, every other day, they don't want to hear about it. No, you don't need to. That they get tired of hearing the different things. But you know what? That's why we come to, chats. That's why we meet people that have similar things going on and we can share with one another. So, but, Dee, you can always talk to me. You can always give me a call. And even here we can share. And Angie, I really like people. And that's why, and I knew when they asked what we wanted to be in grade school, this is what I wanted to be. And I said psychiatrist or psychologist. And they were like, why? And I said, I like talking to people. And I like making people feel better. And I remember my teacher, she was like, well, that's a good thing. And I said, yeah, I like that. And I like writing, which it's funny because I have a side job. And I know I do this a lot, but I actually have a side job that I write. And I do all sorts of advertising and do different blogs and stuff like that for different companies. And I love it. But it gets me away from this a little bit and lets me be creative. So I enjoy it. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're back. Everybody's Wi-Fi is doing wonky stuff. I think it's because of storms. Mine was being a little crazy the other day, and it was storming outside. Oh, are you saying my audio sounds muffled? Oh, I hope it's okay. Do I sound muffled now? You're not getting down. I know what you're wanting to do. Thank you, Angie. that was really rough. I'm not alone. It's nobody's listening. Les has seen my credentials. Jay even said I did some digging, and I know, and he was backing me up. Katie was back. Katie kept saying it doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with the issue. But people deflect. But you know what, Tracy? One of the best things that anyone who you know, has problems, healing after abuse or with PTSD or anything like that is having animals. They, when I was taking care of my grandmother, she of course had Alzheimer's, and I got a cat, and I named the cat Funky, Garfunkel, because I'd already had a dog named Simon. So we had Simon, now we needed the Garfunkel. And she really responded well, but I had been through a rough time as well. And that cat did me a world of good. Didn't even know. I know you're talking. He has to talk. Is my audio still muffled? I have my pink headphones. I don't know if it'll help any. It may be my Wi-Fi, but yeah, I am. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm a psychologist. But and I do not have a doctorate. I have a master's too. But yeah, it doesn't matter. We're here to talk, and I'm not charging anybody. I don't charge anything. And I could have a degree in basket weaving. There are all sorts of different chats online, and like Diane has one, and I think Amanda does it, and Stephanie does it, and it doesn't matter. I'm not charging anybody anything for this. And I make sure, lay down, Brian, lay down. You're not going. He's probably trying to go kill something. No, 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 no. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see if I can hook the pink setup. The ones that look like I'm directing air traffic, they say that I look like I'm doing air traffic control. I apologize. Is this better? Is this actually better? Can you hear me well? If I do it just like this? Testing 1, 2, 3. No, you can't hear me at all, probably. Oh, okay. Let me plug these in. Okay. Okay, air traffic control coming in from the east. Can you hear me? How's that? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me at all? Ah! Oh, Lord. I like your name, Mickey D. You can hear me well? Okay. It's very low. Okay, well, I'll just try to talk loud, which is crazy because I usually talk loud. People say, you talk too loud. Thank you, Tracy. I try to just to treat people like I want to be treated. And I think that's why people get, when people are hurt, they hurt others. Hurt people. We say that all the time. You hear it repeated all the time. I'm not hurting. And so I don't want to hurt anybody. And I don't think, I mean, yeah, I don't like, I haven't been very nice to Mama Bear because I really didn't like her, because I feel like I counted up like $6,000. And, she was asking for implants and all this stuff and with her teeth. And, I was like, I thought that was a little much. There's a lot of people who could use part of that. So yeah, I wasn't very nice, and I'm ashamed of myself. But I never badgered Trisha, but I wasn't very nice either, and I'm not real proud of that. Way back when Joy Sparkles was relevant, she wasn't saying things that were truthful about autoimmune disease and things like that. And I want to clear that up because a lot of people, like myself, who have these things, I wanted to clarify and get the truth out about what the tests are, what the treatments are, and clear it up. I wasn't being mean to her or calling her names like others were, and that's I don't do that, but I wanted to straighten things out. But I just, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just not. You know, people can really ugly in the last week, and I thought, you know what? I haven't experienced anything like those people did. And yeah, they may be off, they may have problems, but you know what? That's not helping them any. I'm not gonna do it. It's not. And you know, I'm on here to try to do good, and that was my goal from the beginning, and that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, I am human, and I lost my temper, and I got ugly, and I listened to the playback, and I thought, God, I sound mean, you know. But it was tit for tat. I mean, honestly, she attacked my job, I attacked hers. She wanted my credentials, and I wanted hers. You know, she's like, you claim to be this, and I said, well, you claim to be that. Show me proof. You know, and I was just sorry, didn't mean to, but nobody listens to me, and all of this. Wait a minute, all of this what? I can't see. I didn't. I gotta change the settings. But nobody listens to me, and all this hurts people like me. Yeah, and you know what? And I don't want. And that's the thing. I don't want anybody hurt. And it was wrong. It was wrong with me, and I don't want to do that. That's not. That's not the kind of person I am, or the person I want to be. And I listen to you in this picture, Dish. I see what you type, whether you're in here or you're in other stuff. I see you. And I don't want to do. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be. I don't want to be anyone who anyone can say she was cruel to me. Because on Judgment Day, I have to answer that. And that's what I believe. But you know, just like you, everybody has to answer for their own sins. And you know, you can say, "Oh, I didn't do this or I didn't do that," but I know what I do. I know deep down. But and you know what? The people who have hurt you, every one of you who has ever suffered at the hands of another, know that those people, that's their sin. They're going to have to answer to it. They're going to have to answer for it one day. I believe that. I do. I believe that they'll have to answer for what they've done to hurt you. And it's not your sin, it's theirs. And and if you can find it in your heart to forgive them, then that takes the burden off of you and you can let it go. But it takes therapy. It takes a lot of insight and introspection. And it's hard. It takes a lot of work to be able to forgive somebody that's hurt you as a child, somebody who's been cruel to you as an adult, somebody who's been really mean to you when they had no reason to be. Yeah, I mean, there's some awful people in this world. I mean, let's face it. There are just some really mean people. But to forgive them, it takes a lot of. Do you believe that a person consistently judges others, right or wrong, that you may also one day be judged? Well, the Bible says, "Judge not, lest you be judged." So I try not to judge people. I don't. I don't want to judge people. You know, we have to look at situations and decide whether we want to be a part of it or not. And you know, we have to decide whether how we're going to react or not. So in that sense, we have to use our best judgment. But I try not to tell other people how to act or what to feel. So exactly, I think God is a forgiving God. Hey Beck, good to see you in here. But there are some awful people in the world, and I look at it and I'm like, that's not how I want to be. And there are people that deliberately hurt others for no other reason than they enjoy being cruel. And that's not a judgment. That's just fact. You look at it and you go, that's not right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And, you know, that's not a judgment call. You know, judging someone is more, I see it's more of like a moral issue or an ethical issue. I'm not going to do that. You make your own morals and ethics, and you got to live with them. Mine may not be the same as someone else. Like, you know, I don't judge people on their religion. I don't judge people on their sexuality. I don't judge people, certainly not by color of skin, um, or where they're from, their culture. You know, there are all sorts of people in the world, and I can learn from all of them. I think that the more we learn from different people, the better we will be. You know, Mickey, they do. People, and you know what? That's kind of human nature to follow the crowd. To Because we think that whoever's at the front must know where we're going. So we go, oh, well, everybody else is going, maybe I should too. But oftentimes the person at the front of the pack doesn't know any more than the person at the back. So I don't like to do bandwagons. I like to I like to stop and look for myself. And a lot of times I find that my path maybe a little bit smoother and maybe a little bit straighter to the destination than which way everybody else is going. I like to think for myself. I like free thinkers. Einstein was a free thinker. Socrates was a free thinker. Newton was a free thinker. So, getting out of the rut where everybody else is going is a good thing. You know. Um, let's see who else come in. Oh, hello, Rosebud. I've seen you in some different chats, and I like what you've had to say. And Beck, I'm so glad you're here. I really am. Thank you for your sweet message this morning. Julie said, that's a question I ask every day, but it's also not what I see as I lurk in streams and read comments. What people post in chats tells me the most about them. Absolutely. And I lurk a lot. People don't know that, but, I go into different streams and I just sit and watch. And I read. I pay attention. And I don't have to participate, but I see a lot of things. And you don't think it's human nature to follow the crowd. It's human nature to follow the morals and beliefs of your upbringing. That's how we raise our children, not to follow but to lead. You see, I raised my child not to follow but to lead. And you probably raised your children not to follow but to lead. But if you just look at the school, what do they teach their kids to do? Follow the leader. One kid has the stick and they all follow each other in a line to the cafeteria. When they go to the playground, they follow. I know, that little booger. I swear, they pull a blanket out. That blanket was folded over there because I get cold watching TV. And he pulls it out, unfolds it, and gets under it. He's such a booger. I will definitely, she was in here earlier, and I will let her know. People want to belong. They want to be part of a culture, part of part of a group. But, at school, at church, if you belong to a church, but just kids will gather together in small groups. But I have to say, because the way I taught mine, and because she was an only child, she always wanted to be the leader of the group, and she usually was. But she was very strong-willed. And Joy, your kids are probably the same way because, you speak out, you speak very freely, and I like that. I like people that speak up, and but you'll see most of the people, if one person says yes, they'll all say yes, or if they're all saying no, if one says, several say no, they'll all say no. But that's one thing. That's a gift that we can give our children is say, you don't always have to do what everybody else does, And we'll say if they've jumped off the cliff with you too, well, that's an old one. But what you have to do is say, if some other people were doing something and you don't think it's right, you don't have to do it. You don't have to follow the crowd. I think that's a gift to give our children. We all want to fit in. We all want to be part of the group. And some children are raised in chaos. It's sad, but there's a lot of people who parent in an illogical fashion. Remember how parents, and I know, today most parents don't do this, but did you ever have your parents say, because I say so? Why do I have to do this? And they say, because I say so. You just have to do what I say. And yeah, it's for discipline, but it also it also teaches them to conform and not to. It it leads into wanting to belong. It's one of the things. I mean, you could get to the cafeteria just as easy if you went 2 by 2, but they don't want that. They want one at a time to lead to follow. It's a whole. There's like several different theories about raising children, but like the if I say so thing, parents should. I'm a firm believer in parents shouldn't do that. If and we're off of abuse into this, but it's an interesting conversation. Um, if you say do this and the child says why, explain it. I mean, it may take a little extra time, but make parenting logical. That's the way I believe. And I did that with mine, and yeah, she's really good about thinking things through and thinking about the whys and the why nots. And your mom always said that to you, Shell. Yeah, yeah, and and bullying is a lack of maturity and low self-esteem, absolutely. And it's you have to make children think about when their parent says something and why it's important to listen. There's a reason behind each command. And if you do that, then the child is more willing to do what you say. Well, mom has a good reason for this because she's always had good reasons for what she says. Dad means what he says because he's looking out for my best interest. I don't need to question him as much because he's logical. There's sense behind it. I want to see Steve's puppy too. Not even gonna lie, he talks about his puppy all the time. You know what, Tracy? I did the same thing with my daughter. I didn't want. There was no logic in my home growing up. There was no sense. There was no rhyme, reason, nothing. One day something would be okay, the next day it wouldn't. And so I was like, I'm not doing that to mine. There's gonna be sense and logic, and it worked. It worked very well. And then when I went to school, I was like, oh, I was doing it right. Holy crap. Or at least, better than I could have done. And she turned out well, and I'm proud of her. Yeah, being military, I said because I said so a lot. And, and that's in the military. They want you to follow blindly. And there's a reason for that. In the military, they want you to obey orders and, and trust your commanding officer. But, in a home life, it's a little different. You're building trust with children and not adults under, a military situation. But, oh, you got a Chiweenie and still, okay, that's sweet. Okay, Beck, I am so glad you came in and watch it back later, and I'll get you some rest. I'm so glad you're here and you have sweet dreams, okay? And I'll watch your streams later on. Sleep well. Yeah, Rosebud, they've really been hard to figure out this week. It's been kind of chaotic. It's just there's been like unrest, and it's been going on for a little while now. Get my drink. It's been going on for a while, and even I said about a month or so ago, about 2 months ago, I said, "What is going on?" I tell you what, about the time Trisha left. Did y'all notice that? It was about the time she left. Everybody lost their target, and Mama Bear wasn't cutting it. I mean, not enough people were laughing and joking, but Trisha was the focus of so much hatred, and it was. Guess what? It worked. Wait a minute, I gotta read up. Sorry. Oh, congratulations, Miss Teacher Dish. That is wonderful. We tried to instill self-discipline all the time. It was second nature. Good. And it worked. Awesome. If you do positive reinforcement with self-discipline, it will work. You know, if you teach them that there's a reason and they have to take pride in themselves and, you know, self-discipline, that they are in charge, but there are rules and reasoning behind it. Excellent way to parent. That is awesome. But about the time Trisha left, everyone lost that central focus because everybody was talking about her. She was the one that was picked on. I can't imagine after this week being in her shoes. I swear to God, hand to God, it it kind of fell apart. Everybody kind of lost their direction, and it was very weird. You have two very successful adult kids. That is wonderful. I know your heart's just swelling with pride. I tell you what, there is nothing better than looking at your children and knowing that they turned out right. Because it's like parenting is, I swear, it's the hardest job in the world. And to know that you succeeded at it and that your kids are doing great, I'm just, oh, congratulations, Rosebud. I'm so happy for you. From what I've observed, there will always be a target if people can't think for themselves. People make you feel good, and at the end of the day, watch them. This is YouTube, and these are characters. Absolutely. That's excellent. That's a wonderful way to put that. And you know, and she was like the central target, and there would be different ones from time to time. And I saw that, and the dynamic shifted when she left. It was like there was a hole, like a black hole, and everybody was getting sucked in, and it's like different different victims were being trot out, and nobody quite. I mean, let's face it, she was a big presence. I mean, she made national news. She made international news, and it was it was just very odd. It's all entertainment. None of it's real, except the part where people step into real life and start to destroy each other. Yeah, the people people started really going after real life. Not just doxing people either. Calling jobs and you know, it's gone too far. Really, people. It's going to take lawsuits for this shit to stop. As Peter just said, three boys. One goes to Arizona State. Oh, that's Arizona State Fun School. And now two in the military. I raised them alone. See, that's wonderful. See, I raised my daughter alone, and I can't imagine three. Woo! You deserve a medal. But we didn't just raise kids, we raised adults. Molded the person they would be. Both my boys are gay and a wonderful blessing. Oh, and it's Gay Pride Month. So, yay! Because I have so many friends who are in the LGBT community, and I love them to death. And in fact, my best friend's bi. And yeah, Rosebud, it was a shame all the way around. She couldn't trust anyone. She didn't know. And honestly, she's coming back, and people are already getting it. And I just, I don't want to see that happening again. And I'm praying for her. And I hope she just stays off social media. It's toxic for her. Hello, my shitty reviews. How are you? Yeah, she was. She was the target of Dr. Phil. And Dr. Phil has gotten into the social media circle. I don't know if you've seen the stuff that he puts out. I followed him on Twitter until I was just like, this man is grossly, he's taking advantage of people on social media, and I don't care for it. I don't, I don't think that's the right thing for him to do. But oh, she gave as good as she got. I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, what did she get out of it other than more harassment from a wider audience? Is it possible to be raised by wonderful parents and a child turn out bad? Um, it depends on what you call bad. Have mental health issues. Uh, you know, yeah, you can have mental health problems at any age, but and you can be susceptible to different influences in your life and make bad decisions. Yeah, you know, I've seen parents with the best of intentions who bent over backwards to try to raise their child well, who, the child just didn't respond to the parenting methods, and they did everything they could. But there's it's always you try your best. Nobody ever tries to raise a child that's going to be a criminal or have a lot of problems. But it happens. So you do your best, try your best, and sometimes different children need different kinds of raising. Sometimes two kids in the same house with the DNA from the same parents will turn out extremely different because they need different styles of parenting. They have different personalities. So, you just have to do your best. And sometimes we need help. If you've got a child that's, heading down the wrong direction, ask for help. Joyce says, right, said, if people like you on YouTube, you can do anything. People justify bad behaviors by saying it was a joke or funny. But when a disliked person does the same thing, they're condemned. Absolutely. Yeah, there are different rules for different people. Why do you have only one good arm to type? What's wrong, honey? It's a very uneven playing field. Absolutely. She's not saying anything wrong. People are picking her apart, but she hasn't said anything wrong. She hasn't said anything hateful, and she's not live streaming. It's just a positive message, and she hasn't mentioned anyone by name. So let's just hope that she keeps it to 1 or 2 minute videos, and that's it. And that there's no commentary. That she keeps her comments disabled, and there's that. If she would do that, it would be very good. And Sean needs to stop promoting it on Twitter. I mean, let's face it, he's not doing her any favors. So you keep getting jumped by the left. Oh no, you got hit by forklift. Oh gosh, I am so sorry. Yeah, sometimes common sense and people don't go together very well. I'm I'm a fiscal conservative, so I'm a social liberal, but a fiscal conservative. So that sometimes doesn't mesh with people. I am so sorry, Petrie. You're gonna have to let us know how that surgery goes. God love your heart. I don't care where you go. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna argue with you anyway. You're a constitutional conservative. Isn't it funny that our past president taught constitutional law? It had no. Oh my lord! Don't get me started. We're not going to talk politics. I'll get in trouble. Julia, it's so funny. That's so true. Oh, he was new and nervous. Oh Lord. I'll let Rosette explain. Yeah, sometimes facts get distorted. Sometimes common sense goes out the window. But that's why I'm backing away from all of that. And I think it's just better. I know it's going to be better for my emotional health because I'll tell you the truth, and I'm just going to say it. I can't handle it. I'm fine working with everybody else's issues, everybody else's mental health, and supporting others and hearing everybody else talk and offering advice or just listen. Because a lot of times people just need to be heard. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea not to go into politics. But I'm really good at listening to others and offering support and help. But this past week has shown me that I can't take a lot of, attack. I can't do it. I'm not that strong emotionally myself. As much as I would love to be, as much as I would love to have a thicker skin, and I mean, like, Katie is strong, Pirate is strong, Les is strong. All these people are able to fight and fight and fight and go at it night after night. I mean, hell, I don't like them, but Savage and Telfer and all these other people, they fight constantly. I mean, we all see it. I mean, Pam on the porch, they fight. I can't do that. I can't handle it. I mean, my blood sugar's been through the roof and I haven't eaten all week. I mean, literally, I've had like 2 bites at a meal. I haven't eaten enough to make a full meal all week. And Steve was fussing at me. He said that my husband's going to end up kicking my butt and throwing food down my throat. But my sugar's been through the roof. I can't do this. I can't do drama. And that's why I don't. I'll get in the drama stream and, laugh and joke, carry on, whatever. But I can't. I'm just not built for it. I'm not built for the fighting. I grew up in a house where everybody yelled and argued. And it had my nerves shot all the time. My husband and I very rarely even argue. I like it like that, and so is it. We're not yellers. We're not, that's why Friday night upset me so much. I can't do it. So I'm not going to be involved in it. I appreciate everybody, being so sweet to me and kind to me, being so supportive, but I can't do that anymore. I'm just going, they all fight, and I don't see how they handle it. Honestly, I have newfound respect for a lot of them because they keep going. I can't do that. If I fight with somebody, I fight and it's over and it's done. Even in high school, I'm like, I've gotten a lot of physical fights because I'm not going to keep it going. I'm going to whoop somebody's butt and then it's over with. But sometimes we're hit with issues and we begin to see things more clearly. I've seen the things from one side, and a behavior had me change my view. You're human, and by nature, we should evolve. And that's very true. I saw a side of myself that I didn't like. Didn't like it at all. And I'm like, that's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. I sounded hateful. Man, that's not me. Yeah, Dee, with me being a diabetic, I was in the 300 to 400, and I wear a pump. My pump was going and working fine, and I was bolusing every couple of hours. I had used so much insulin. I've gone through a bottle this week. And my husband's like, you're going to end up in DKA and be in the ICU. I said, hell, I'm going up to psych ward. And I couldn't stop shaking. And this has not been good for me. Yeah, you decided not to do a stained glass channel. Yeah, and Little Miss STFU, yeah, I had to, Thursday, I was like, no, I'm out, I'm done. Best thing I could do. See, Tom, I think that's what they do, but they just separate it. But it was coming into my real life. These people were making it a part of my real life. They were doxing my daughter and my husband. They were trying to, and I can't have that happen to my baby and my husband. Do you think so, Rosa? Yeah, making up is fun if you're with a husband or your wife. Yeah, that I don't mind that at all. Yeah, my shitty reviews. Yeah, I learned a lot. Like I said, there's blessing with every curse. This petri dish, you're so sweet. Yeah, no one has clean hands. I have to take accountability for what I did. For the things that came out of my mouth. I am fully aware. I have to agree with that too. Joy, you're funny. Yeah, Dee, no matter what you try to talk about, Strong gets in there. And yeah, I participated in it because honestly, I think well, I'm a woman. We all find it interesting. I was talking, I said, at the hospital, you get a bunch of nurses together and you're going to find out the who's and the what's and the where's and the when's and everybody talks about everybody else. You get a bunch of doctors together, they don't even talk about their wives. They're talking about golf and, well, around here, cattle and who did, there's never personal stuff. They're talking about, well, so and so got his new biplane and so and so did this and that. But they're talking about money matters and property and, well, around here, coal. And so and so got two more mines. And because they do that, they go and they just buy bonds. And, and they'll talk about that. But you guys get around the women and they're talking about, well, so and so said so and so was sleeping with so and so. And they caught him with that wife and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, blah, 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 blah. And so, from what I've seen, it's just nature. And it's just interesting to me. And I'm just like, and it's not just the staff, it's the patients too. You get a bunch of female patients together and they're all like, do you know what I saw about this and that and the other? And the men patients are like, who's playing ball tonight? It's just funny. Yeah, Little Miss STFU. It's it's interesting. It's like a filler in life. The online drama, it doesn't, because we don't know these people. I mean, and it's like a soap opera. Those people are made up. And this is kind of like a soap opera that we sort of know them, we hear them talk, and we can join in. So, yeah, you don't want to see Steve, you're funny. Yeah, it's, well, my husband thinks it's hilarious. He'll come in and say, well, it's hilarious. And I'll start telling him, what I've seen or heard or whatever. He's like, oh, so silly. He don't want to join in, but he just thinks it's funny. But yeah, it's like a soap opera. I mean, how many women y'all know that work midnight, especially not all the nurses that I knew? Because see, my mother ran a hospital, so all of her friends were nurses. But they would work midnight and set their alarm clocks to get them up at once so they could watch their soap opera for an hour and then go back to sleep. Yeah, it's like Housewives of YouTube. Absolutely. And and my job is work. I'm dealing with other people's problems, and and I don't get as much time to read anymore. I mean, I read as much as I can, but that takes me out of my real life. And I don't get to socialize as much as I'd like with my friends. I socialize some, but not as much. So I can watch this, and it kind of like takes my mind off of everything else. And that's how I got started watching all this. So, I watch it, but yeah, you're right, Miss Petri Dish. Everyone watches it, but some go way too far. Yes, perhaps likes to do too. All right, my shitty reviews. Thank you for coming in. Oh, what kind of cake you making? Today is a beautiful day. Yeah, I don't have any drama in my real life. I'm the same. Weenies and beans. It's interactive. That's it. It's like an interactive soap opera, Days of Our Lives. And it is addictive. It is very addictive. You get pulled into it because it's day after day, and you can go and work, and nobody at my job. Well, they subscribe to my channel. And they watch what I put out, but they don't watch any of this other stuff. They're like, "What are you talking about?" I have no clue what I'm talking about. They don't watch this. They do other stuff. You know, and so my work day, I don't talk about any of this. I don't, I'm not involved in any of this with anybody else. Have a wonderful day, my shitty reviews. Your name cracks me up every time I say it. Uh, and thank you for being so supportive. You all have no idea. It's just, oh, chocolate raspberry. That's what my best friend makes cakes, and she made me that for my bridal shower. It was so good. Oh, rosebud, seafoam. Yeah, I could put my face in a chocolate raspberry cake. Oh my God, with chocolate ganache. You're killing me. Remember, I haven't eaten anything all week. Of course, as chubby as I am, still, I probably didn't need to, but oh my God. Yeah, if you could send me that recipe, it wouldn't hurt my feelings a bit. See, look, now, this is a blessing. This is a blessing out of a curse. You all wouldn't have gotten to talk if all this crap hadn't happened this week. And y'all have been so sweet to me and both came in. How wonderful is that? Yeah, little Miss Tiffany, yeah, nobody knows what I'm talking about. It's like I'm talking about a completely different world, and their eyes just glaze over. And then when I try to say the names, it's almost like they just look at me like I'm crazy. They're like, "What? Who? What's their name?" Like, uh, and what's your name? I'm like, Steve, you're so funny. Yeah, they think we're all, watching something that they've never even heard of. They're like, in YouTube, just music videos. I'm like, oh no, oh no. Hmm. Well, Mrs. My shitty reviews, you're going to have to write the recipe down and like send it to me because I really want some. Hi, relax, killer. Hi, darling. Yeah, people think we've lost our minds when I start saying, names like Seafoam and Yabba and, Miss Fucking Wonderful. They're like, what? And they're just like, huh? Who has that? I'm like, you just have to start watching. They're like, nah, that sounds crazy. Nah. I'm like, oh my Lord. Yeah, people think it's scripted. They're like, is this a show? Is this like a TV show that someone? I'm like, no, these are real people. And they get on there and fight and they cuss each other. They all talk like sailors. They're like, do you do that? I'm like, well, I don't talk like a sailor. I say, shit and damn once in a while. And I'll drop an F bomb once in a while, but I always kind of say there's an F bomb coming. But yeah, I'm like, and it's fascinating. Uh, yeah. Well, before my daughter got that was a mouse, she was like, Mom, just turn it off. I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is like a real thing. She's like, oh, Mom, it's just social media. She had no idea. And then she got brought into it. And, oh my God. She's like, I had no idea that there were people like this that would do that. Yeah. You were told it was scripted. I've often wondered if some of it is or planned. You know. Did you ever, what, like before my husband and I got married, we didn't live together and we would be on the phone. And this was so crazy. My best friend's husband actually told her about the Real Housewives of Orange County. This is when they first started coming on. He's like, these crazy middle-aged ladies, they do not know how to act in public. This would never fly in the South. Little did he know. Right. And she told me, she said, "Oh, he got me to watch it. You got to watch it." So I was watching it, and I called my husband. We were dating then. It was before we were even engaged. And we would watch The Real Housewives of Orange County while being on the phone together. And we would laugh at these women and how they would fight and fuss. They haven't a thing on this YouTube drama. I mean, seriously, it's just nothing. Oh, relax, killer. Thank you, darling. It is luminous STFU. It's a total study in human behavior, and that's one of the reasons I'm fascinated by it. Because I'm like, I'll sit there and go, and once you're in this field, you know that you cannot help going, well, there's that. Hmm. Hmm. Peter Mon and I had a discussion about that, and you can't say anything, but you're just thinking. Well, Julie, I've wondered about that. I have, and some people have been accused of it, but you can't accuse anybody. It's but you wonder. Peter's a hoot. I love when he gets on a rant. I I was like I say, he was like the second person I watched. He cracks me up, and he's been through the ringer too. Yeah, you just kind of go, what's their motive? Why would you do that? I just sometimes it just things that make you go, like that song. His eyes are so pretty. Like, remember when they used to have the color contacts? He would never need color contacts. He's so sleepy today. You know what? This has worn me out. I have all I want to do from like, all right, Thursday afternoon I took a nap, and then yesterday I kept dozing off, and it's just because I just have been worn out. And to be honest, I'm tired today. I've been up since like maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I usually in the weekdays I'm up about 7, and sometimes earlier, depends. But if I've been out late, like sometimes I'll be up till God knows what time, half the night or sometimes all the night, depending on if I'm on the phone with somebody or talking to someone. But I just it's been a wreck, and I'm telling you truthfully when I say that I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the 4 o'clock live stream. Now there have been times that I've been on live streams and we've gone till like 8 o'clock, but I'm sitting here and my entire body is aching. You think a certain person did that on occasion with Joy? On occasion, Joy, and that was not fair to supporters. Okay, wait a minute, I gotta read up the chat. Joy said, studying human behavior is why I watch and don't get involved because I believe your moral compass can get damaged if you engage in some of the craziness. You know what? I'm trying real hard to hang on to my moral compass. But that's why I'm like, you know what? I can't participate in some of this nonsense. Brian is still over there asleep. Um, just look at it. Yeah, that's what I'm having to do. I'm having to reset. And this week did teach me that maybe my part in some of the things that's gone on, needs to stop, needs to change. Because I came on here to be a positive influence, and I thought, you know what, if I don't do anything else, I want to be known for, if you're having trouble, reach out. I don't pull patience from anything, and I don't share anything, and I never have. I never have. And people got mad at me for mentioning someone by name, but it's not her real name. And all I did was say, there are people who can tell you that I don't share anything. And I mentioned her name, and they were like, "Oh, you have no ethics." And I'm like, I was just saying that she can attest to that. And, I didn't say anything that she said to me. So, right. If I know that someone has lied in the past and I justify that because I like the person, I personally am the person. Wait a minute. Then I personally am the person who is shifting my own boundaries. Yeah. If you lie to me, and I'm just like this. If you lie to me, I may never say anything. I may never like if someone like say if someone shows me that you lie to me or that I find out or I catch you in a lie. I catch you saying something that I know is a falsehood. I may never say anything. I don't want to trust you with anything. You know. Yeah, it's hard to bite your tongue, but you know what? It's okay. As long as you know, then that's you know, the truth of the matter. That's all. Give her preoccupation with death. I've kind of seen that in your tweets, but you have a good sense of humor about it. I don't ever want to lose my moral compass. No, I'm trying really hard. Hi, Angelic Melusina. If I don't find the good in it, then there's no rewards. There's no reason to. I don't think if you go through something in life, if you don't find some reward in it, then there was no purpose. There has to be a purpose for everything we go through. There's a meaning, and you just got to find out what it is. And there's a meaning to everything. And if we go through something and we can't find the meaning, then we're just not looking hard enough. Mm, wait a minute. I won't call you out, but I have documented who you are and what you represent. That's to keep myself safe from gullibility. Are you talking to me? Thank you, Angela. Who are you talking to, Joy? Oh, if I know that someone is loving, I'm a little confused. Okay. Well, whoever you're talking to, if you know who they are, then you know that's fine. Don't be gullible. You know. I'm about. Oh, okay. All right. I was confused. I was lost there. But Beth, no. When I see that someone is lying or done some other immoral thing, I don't have to go toe to toe with them. I just will protect myself. And you know what? And that's fine. That's the way you should be. You don't have to. Wait. It's like when you recognize who someone is, believe it, and when you have proof, you don't have to go and beat them up or beat them down or you know even say a thing. As long as and then you can avoid the situation so you never become doubtful. I was a little confused there, but yeah, don't ever jump to conclusions because you know believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, and that kind of what they said all the time. But I just I want to find peace and be okay within myself and the people around me to be on good terms with them as best I can be. And if there are people who are not willing to be on good terms, even the lion and the lamb can lay down together and find peace in the right circumstance. So we have to look at that. Oh, okay. I just get confused. I get confused sometimes about the chat because you all are having your own conversations, and I'm like, okay, I'm not sure. Hi, Nikki Lee. How are you? I was wondering if you were going to drop in. I'm very happy to see you. Do you all? Yeah, it is. It's very hard to speak through text. By the way, have you all ever? I'm sure you've noticed that I do red and then purple and then a red heart. Do you know how I do that? I don't know if anybody's noticed that I always do red, purple, red. I'm doing good. I'm doing better today, Nikki. It's been a rough week, but I'm healing. I'm very, very tired today. I'll be honest with you. I went to bed early last night and I slept probably 11 hours, but I'm really pooped. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the second live stream, to be honest. Patrick, you're cleared to land on runway 12. Thank you for flying Irish Air. Thank you for Irish Air. Oh, Lord. But anyway, I do the red, then the purple, and then red because obviously you could see from Beth's sausage fingers that somebody was mean enough to make them. I'm very swollen right now, but I have rheumatoid arthritis and I have other autoimmune disease. But the purple is to represent rheumatoid arthritis. So my hands, if you see my fingers are starting to twist, of course my nails need to be done, they're too long. But do you see how it's twisting? It's like curling around and like this one is too. So my hands are being really badly affected and found out, of course, my knees it's RA and not osteoarthritis. It's rheumatoid arthritis. And kind of bad, not real good. So I was supposed to see my rheumatologist this past week, but they called and actually switched my appointment. So I'll get to see him soon. But yeah. So my hands are really swollen, my arms are swollen, my face is swollen. But yeah, that's why I put the purple heart in the middle of the red hearts. So that's why I do it. Yep, Irish Air. So it says, I speak my feelings with any clarity. I'm always happy to clarify. Really don't do attacks. I believe each person is responsible to look at their behavior and grade themselves at the end of the day. I believe the exact same thing. Oh gosh, my knees are starting to cramp up. I believe the same thing. At the end of the day, you're responsible for yourself. And our friends and mentors and the people that we work with, we tell each other, hey, you might want to think about that. But at the end of the day, we're always responsible for our own behavior. We can't make excuses because, oh, well, I have this or I have that or I went through this or that. We're always responsible for ourselves, and we have to take that responsibility and we need to take it seriously. And you can't say, oh, well, she's just eccentric or she just flies off the handle. Or, no, you don't get a pass. I always say, and there's a sign in my office that says this. It says, mental illness is no excuse for bad behavior. You can have all sorts of things going on, but you still are in control of yourself. And if you don't know how to control yourself, then you can learn. You can work on it. I have people that really have some severe problems, but they work very hard to present themselves in a positive manner. And we all make mistakes. But it's how we handle ourselves after the mistake. It's whether we correct and adjust our behavior or whether we keep continuing to make those mistakes. Yeah. We all screw up, but we got to fix it and change it. Modify. Yes, and more deep please join me. Yeah. You have to be allowed to make amends. if you've done harm to someone, it's only right that they let you make amends. Unless you committed murder, then you're not gonna be able to fix that. You know. But let's hope you don't do anything like that. Rosebud, send me. I don't know if I'm following you or not, but follow me and I'll follow you back. I'm Mama Beth World One. Mama Beth World is my old account, and Twitter's being a pain, and they won't let me back in on it for no reason. But yeah, we're always going to make different mistakes. That's the thing. Oh, okay. Welcome back, Showell. You know, it's the thing is, if we keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again, that's the problem. Make different mistakes. Then it shows that we're learning and growing. Yeah. Thanks, darling. Yeah, you can't come back for murder. Yeah. I think it's a very productive conversation, and I'm really happy that we're doing that. Yeah, some people don't want to, make amends, make up. Some people are. Some people are willing to, and but then there are others that are just like, nope, no way. And I have a saying that screw me once, shame on you. You won't get a second chance because if you burn me, I mean, if you make a mistake, I will forgive you, obviously. But if you deliberately do something to hurt me, you know, if you really, if you stab me in my chest, I'm not going to give you a chance to stab me in my life because that would be foolish, right? No, but you know, if you do something and then you come to me and say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I misjudged you, or, I jumped to a conclusion, or I said something out of line and I really wish I hadn't, I was in a bad mood. Yeah, I mean, there's forgiveness there. See, I think God removes the ugly from our lives and closes doors that should be closed. But be thankful they won't allow it. You're probably better off. Yeah, you know what? Some people you don't need in your life. Some doors should not be reopened. That's absolutely true. Thank you, Michelle. Exactly, Miss Kitchen. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Yeah, there's some people that I won't have back in my circle or my presence. There are some that have just been deliberately cruel and mean, and it's not just to me. They've done it to others, and I don't want those people in my life. In my life, I only have one life. I don't want them back. I just I've seen their true character and don't like it, you know. And they can say what they want about me, but nope. And then I've seen others who I didn't even know were such wonderful people who have stepped up, and I knew I liked them, that but I hadn't seen before what really wonderful people they were, and this gave me a chance to see them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what a treasure, and and that made me feel really good. Okay, get milk, tea, and coffee out of here. Get milk, tea, and coffee gone. What an idiot. Um, yes, I am. Yeah, that is so true. That is absolutely true. Some people never progress beyond the emotional age of 12. And you just have to wonder if this is how they treat someone online and never did anything to them, what do they do to the people in their lives? What do they do to the people that, might actually hurt them or make them angry in a real life? That's what's scary to me. Brian, You look like Mr. Snuffleupagus. Have you seen this? He's crazy. Get over here, you little bird. What are you doing? What you doing, huh? Did you take a nap for a little bit? Such a baby. You're such a baby. Yeah, there is a lot of projection online. There's a lot of projection and deflection. You know, it's it is, people are miserable in their lives, or they know that they made some wrong decisions, or they wish they had what others have, or whatever, and it's just sad. And that's my problem too, is that, I always want to be liked, and I always want to be kind and help other people, and have them like me back, you know. And I don't want to be the mean girl or any of that. And and I want to be accepted. I don't have to be accepted by a large group, but I want to be accepted by the people that I like, and I want them to like me back. So it's hurtful when they don't. When if someone's mean to me instead, and I don't like that. And it doesn't. Sometimes it hurts my feelings, but sometimes it makes me angry, to be honest. And then I'm like, well, why did I want them to like me anyway? Screw them. So, um, but it's hard, because I'm dealing with high school mentality. It can be a bad thing, because the people that I have in my real life aren't like that, and I don't deal with. I mean, I'm dealing with people who are mature, and they don't want anything from me. I don't want anything from them. We work as colleagues, and my friends are my friends, and I'm really not around people who have any problem with it. And I'm sure you all are like that too. Your families love you, and your friends love you, and the people you work with, you get along with, and you very rarely have any kind of confrontation. So this is a different arena for me, you know. And so wanting to be liked is human. We all want to be liked, but and I like all of you. I'm very happy to know you, and that you all are in here. So it's just very odd that anyone would withhold their kindness or their approval or acceptance when you've done nothing but be kind to them. Hello, Roland BFF. I don't think we've met before. Please don't be a fool. We've had a few of those. Uh, but yeah, when you put kindness out in the world, you expect to get it back. And we just, that's the thing we want. With what you put out in the world, you expect to receive back, and if you don't, then it's a disappointment. Yeah, but I definitely appreciate everyone who's been so supportive for all of this. And Joy, you would think I would do that, but I don't, and I don't know why. I guess because the people in my life aren't loud and aggressive at all. The people I know in real life are kind of, quiet and sedate. Um, so I guess it's different online because it's such a polar opposite. How really I find it fascinating, and I really enjoy it. It's entertaining, and because I guess because I have such a such a group of people who are quiet and mild, and that I seek the opposite, and the people that I enjoy online. And so, see, you're a sweetheart. There's just no doubt about it. They sure do. Real friends build you up, not tear you down. And I'm proud to say that all my friends do that, you know. And the members of my family that I'm closest to do that as well. You know, my daughter and I, you know, we're so close, and she is such a motivator, and then I'm a motivator to her, and it's beautiful, you know. And we look so much alike. We look a lot alike, and she looks like me at her age. It's really cool. But you know, she'll call me and she's telling me everything that she's doing, and you know, we talk about 5 times or more a day, and I'm just so proud of her. And but I tell her that all the time, and you know, she pumps me up, and it's just great. You know, that part of your life when you're young and hang out in clubs. I had to skip that because a lot of us gave me a headache. But it's social gathering with food and drinks, but all I know is no. You know what? I sang in bands, so like the whole part of going and being in a club, I was the one that was doing the entertaining, and so I was getting paid to be there, which was infinitely better. And I was, you know, I never once took anybody home from a club because I was too busy breaking down the set. So, you know, it was me that was making the noise and getting paid. And, you know, that was fun for me. And, you know, and I couldn't drink too much because I had to sing. And if you drink too much, you don't remember the words and you'll stumble off the stage and fall and bust your butt. But, so, you know, and on the weekends that I didn't have, you know, have a gig, then you know, I wanted to spend that with my daughter. And well, even if I did have something going on, you know, I'd have my mom babysit, or you know, she would be with like one of my friends. We had like a group of friends that you know they were all young mothers, and like one of us would take turns. Like if I was playing somewhere, then they would all come and watch, and then one of us would whoever wanted to out of the three girls would or well, we weren't girls, we were around 20. But they would watch everybody's kids, and then we would all go back and get our kids and all of that. It was really nice. No, a lot of details, lead singer. But I look like a DJ now, don't I? You know what? That is absolutely true. If you don't feel better after talking to someone, then don't talk to them. That is so true. Oh, Petri dish. Let me tell you, I was nervous as a cat. You can tell Steve because I talked to him this morning. I said, I am nervous. And also Puddin'. I don't know if Puddin's still on there. Puddin', are you here, honey? I haven't seen you. She's away. She's visiting today. So, but yeah, I was nervous as a cat in a room full of rockers. I was like, well, should I make should I make a video? Well, I had been advised to go ahead and make a little short video and say how I was feeling, what I thought. So I did, but I told Steve, I said, and I told her too, and then Shell, I said, I am so nervous. I don't know if I was going to get trolls or what was going to happen. And I said, you know, my stomach's in knots. And Steve said he's going to come in here and kick my butt if I didn't eat something. Didn't you? And so I made the video and I ate some crackers. And I just, I I prayed a lot. Prayed. And, you know, I said, let me get through this. And, you know, I've had a couple in here that y'all were quick on it. And, you know, I don't know why I have to explain, you know, why I blocked someone after they harassed me and then they're in here harassing me, you know. But you are, Joy, honey, you are welcome in here. Anytime. Absolutely anytime. Everybody's welcome, as long as they're not in here trying to argue and fuss. And, I just, Joy, you have a wonderful day. Yeah, the prayers are paying off. I just, Miss Teacher Dish, I'm so glad to see you in here. And Dee, I am so glad you're here. And I just, it's been real hard. It's probably the hardest thing I've been through. It's just, it was good to see everybody coming in. Let me tell you, I was like, well, I knew my mods were coming because I talked to them. Where is Puddin'? Oh, see, I think it will. I think it will. Well, welcome back, Rosebud. Tell me, did you take your name from Citizen Kane? Everybody forgets that Rosebud was the name of this class. Thank you, PAK. I feel very blessed to have people in here that are so supportive. I love you too, Shell. And I'm thankful to have you as a friend, and I'm thankful to have the friends that I have in here. It's been hard, but I got through it. I haven't cried too much. I've been a nervous wreck, but oh, it's your dead dog's name. Oh, I'm so sorry. I lost my Spanky a while back, and it's about killed me. I keep every time I see Brian come running, I expect to see Spanky. Yeah, always my F-bombs are for Patrick. If y'all didn't know, that's why in my videos I'll say there's an F-bomb for Patrick, because Patrick thinks it's hilarious when I say an F-bomb. And so I was like, well, there's an F-bomb for Patrick. Yeah, it hurts the core. I've never seen so many people try to find out private information on me that has nothing to do with them. Trying to find out information on my husband and my daughter. I would never do that to somebody. I've never done that to anybody. Teacher Dish, I care about you too. Nikki Lee, you are a somebody here. You are a somebody here. Don't you think you're different? And if you get harassed, you just come in here. Steve, you are a friend of the family. Just know that. Then I'm sorry, Nikki, that you've been harassed. I think, right, but I think we have yeah, Nikki. I think we've all had some connection through her some way. Somehow, some way. Steve, you need to go fishing with him. PAK, I think they do. I really do. I talk about, that y'all know I have strong faith, and I believe that God has a purpose and a plan for everything, and He does put people in our lives for a reason, and sometimes the lessons are hard, but they're necessary. And oh, Dee, I love you to death, honey. You know I do. And I think that we're led where we're meant to go. He leads us. I've always believed that. My daughter. Did you hear my daughter say last week that I raised her to be a gypsy, and there was no meaning to be. For some reason gypsy has become not politically correct, but she meant it like the Stevie Nicks song, because I raised her to never be afraid to go anywhere or try new things or move, or because I had a lot of really good job opportunities, and I took them. I always said, yes, if I can better myself, I want to do it. But she's done the same thing. By the way, she's working and she's in Mexico, and she's working in an orphanage, and then she's going to be working in a domestic violence center. It's a retreat for those women, And I'm so proud. She sent me the most gorgeous pictures. It's glorious. But oh, thank you, Rosebud, for doing that. You skipped a nap for me. You take a nap a little bit later. There's a reason, I'm telling you. But she said, Mom, she told me after I talked to her later on, she said, Mama, you taught me to go where the universe takes me. That God has a reason to take us where we need to go. And she said, and I didn't even know you were on, and I called, and she said, I'm so glad I got to talk to people. I swear I think there's a reason behind it, and I believe there is. And her words last week helped me a lot because it got real rough after that. But y'all, my husband is on the lake, and it's drizzling rain. I told him if it starts thundering and lightning, he better get his hind end out of that boat. But he caught 25 fish last week. Of course, he had to go back. He kept the big ones, but yeah, he's a bass man. But yeah, she's in Mexico. She comes back next week. I think next week, yeah. And then she's going all over the world. She listed all the places she was going. And then she's going to Iceland and Ireland. But she's going to Guatemala and India and China, and it's crazy. That youngin's going to be all over the world. And but then she's going to stay in Mexico and run the retreat. And it's part of it is a resort and part of it is a retreat, and the resort funds the retreat. But it's just amazing what she's doing. And I told her, I said, you go where you're led. You know, I think we're supposed to do that. Oh, Steve, I know you got this story, darling. My husband does too. I could fish with one arm if I had to. I can do anything if I want to. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been fishing with a woman once, never even got the pole out of the cart. Well, you weren't fishing for fish. You weren't going with that pole. Oh, CFAM, you are welcome anytime. We're here on Saturdays. We're always here at 1 o'clock, and we're usually here from 1 to 3. And we talk about it. Well, we start out with talking about domestic violence and abuse. So we start off stories. But as you see today, we got a little sidetracked, and we're going to end this at 3. And normally I come back at 4 to 6, but I tell you what, I feel like I've been whipped to death. I'm worn out. So I'm going to skip the second live stream because, honest to goodness, my back's killing me, and I'm going to lay down, but I am just worn out. But you know what? If we all love fishing, we could all get together and do a big fishing trip sometime because my husband would love it. That would be for everybody. We could all go fishing. I'll cook. I mean, we got a little river down here, but it doesn't have much fish in it. But that's why my husband always goes to different lakes. But we could all have a meetup at one of the many lakes around here. If you like West Virginia, this is wild and woolly, as they say. So we can meet up at one of the lakes and all go fishing. And I'll cook for everybody. Y'all know I love to cook. But hello, Twana. Hi, doll baby. All you have to do is, do you got Twitter? If you have Twitter, it's Mama Best World 1. It's always in how to get in touch with me is always in the description. Oh, God love you. I wondered if you were coming in. But you can email me and listen, BNN, she's in here. She'll tell you I'm terrible about checking my emails. I am so sorry. Sometimes I can't check my email because I forget. But it's mamabestworld@gmail.com. And I fish just to fish. I eat what I catch. Well, a lot of these places are catch and release. So if we go to somewhere that's catch and release, I'll just fix something else. I mean, we may have a spaghetti dinner after fishing all day. I don't know. I'll think something that's good. But a West Virginia watermelon race. Yeah, we fill up moonshine. We can do that. We can have a 3-hour session about domestic violence if I was on your panel. Hey, we sure could. I'll pop you right up here. But and I could talk about it. Oh yeah, try to listen, tweet me. Or you could email me. You could do it either way, honey. I can catch and release. I'm allergic. Oh, thank you, Rosebud. Listen, you all, you all have been so supportive, and I have gotten more messages this week, and they have been so kind and so supportive and loving. And I've gotten messages on my last video. I have gotten messages. Lord, look at the numbers on my last video. Look at the views, and they're all from messages of support. And I've gotten emails. I've gotten DMs. I mean, it is just, I am overwhelmed with the amount of love that you all show me, and I'm so grateful. And I just want you to know that with everyone I read, I said a prayer of thanks. And I'm gonna get to crying. I keep talking about it. Hi, Janet. Janet, God love your heart. I read everything you wrote. I read everything you wrote. Oh, honey, Twana, you can send it on Twitter. You can put it on one of my videos, or you can email me at mamabestworld@gmail.com. Janet, I am so sorry for what you're going through with your young'un, and I just want you to know that you are in my prayers. And I read what you wrote about what was said, and I just love you for that. And you are, yeah, I got you in my heart, and you're my friend, and I love you too. Hey, Scottish Darren, hi, darling. But that, let me tell you that I heard it, but I didn't know if anybody else heard it. But that hit me like a ton of bricks. Honey, nobody's gonna run me off. Not with friends like I've got. Not with all the support that you all have given me. I just love you all. I am so grateful. I am so, so grateful. Yeah, I could tell you were hurt, and I was hurt for you too. And and I was getting it from all sides. But then I thought, my God, I was shocked. And then I read what you wrote, and I thought, holy shit, that floored me. That floored me. But you and your family and your son are in my prayers. And yeah, group hug for everybody. Group hug. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate all of you. And I love all of you. And you know where to find me. It's always in the description box. And thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. All the support, all the love. No, not one person said anything, but I'm telling you right now, I saw it. People are afraid to speak up. People have been afraid to be supportive in a lot of ways. But y'all haven't been. Y'all spoke up. And I love you for it. And I can't say enough. Thank you enough. I trust you all too. I love you all. I'm gonna cry. I've never done. Nikki, I gave Katie DMs after she asked me for them, and I had permission to give them. That showed that a friend that had already backstabbed her many times, and she knew was backstabbing her, that was the final proof that she needed to go to free. And everybody on that panel Friday night said they would have done the same thing, but yet they turned this into a witch hunt, doxing me and wanting to know my credentials. When I don't treat any of them, I don't charge for anybody. I don't charge anybody on here. All I have ever done is be supportive to people. I have never charged a single person on here. All I've tried to do is be kind and listen to people and give hope and educate and be supportive. That's all I've ever done. And be good friends. Yet people want to try to tried to dox my husband, my daughter. They slandered me all over the place. They're mad. They're mad. They're trying to take away from the fact that this person talked about Katie behind her back like a dog. So they're just evil. That's all there is to it. But Anyway, thank every one of you. God bless you. And I love you. And you love you. And I pray for you all week. And thank you for everything that y'all done. Now, I'm not going to be back at 4 because I'm going to lay down. And no, I didn't have to, Stormtrooper. I never had to. I don't have to. And you know what? If I could show everything in the world, Stormtrooper, and they called me a fake, say it was fake. Oh, you're lying. You falsified it. So, love you, Scottish Sharon. Thank you all for everything. I'm not going to be watching on any live streams or anything like that. I'm still avoiding all of it because my stress level's through the roof and I'm worn out. But love you all. Kisses. Bye, y'all.